Hi, Jordan. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this Zoom call with me and do this conversation with me. It's
How many
really
vegans do you know?
oh, okay. So right, we're just diving right in then. Yes. So I know a lot of vegans, and yeah, I think they're pretty nice people
Oh,
mostly.
they're clueless religious.
That seems a bit strong, bit assumptive. How do you know they're religious? Do you have some kind of feel for it, or like Spidey sense, but for religion, a sectarian sense? What's going on,
Because
man?
what they have is ritual without philosophy, fundamentally.
Oh, right. You mean veganism itself is a religion, right? I don't know about that, man. I mean, I've never seen a vegan ritual. And who would vegans even do rituals for? The god of hummus, Earthling Ed? I've seen plenty of non-vegan rituals, though. Stuffing food into a turkey's ass for Thanksgiving or Christmas in the West. Mass slaughter of goats, chickens, and cows for Eid in Muslim countries. Pouring cow's milk over statues while reciting prayers in Hindu communities in India. I mean, these are religious, cultural things that we would say are rituals, right? You're sounding like a bit of a meat flake saying veganism is one of those. I mean, it doesn't really, sounds like you're just trying to make excuses. Like, why do you think veganism counts as a religion?
Sophisticated religions, so to speak, have collapsed. What emerges from their ashes are rituals. And rituals are sort of the ground out of which a religion emerges. Vegans, vegetarians, environmentalists, anybody who's an ideologue.
Right, and nothing say sophisticated like slaughtering animals to pay respects to outdated traditions, right? Doesn't really make much sense to me here, mate. I think you've got this all wrong. Religion is based on blind faith. That's true, but there's plenty of evidence to show animals suffer and feel pain, have personalities and want to live. So it's not faith-based, it's actually evidence-based. And you can just pop over to your local slaughterhouse to get all the proof you need. Why do you think veganism has anything to do with the religious domain?
The reason that I would consider those in the religious domain is because they're systems of value and they're predicated on fundamental assumptions that you have to take on faith.
Right, but I just mentioned that. It's not based on faith if it's a logical decision. It's a logical decision for someone who values the lives of others and doesn't want to hurt them for a sandwich to go vegan. It makes sense. It's not like we have to make blind assumptions or something like religious people do, for their religions. That's not what's happening here, Jordan.
It really turns out that if you're going to act, and you have to act, you have to make assumptions. And the reason for that is, what the hell do you know? You got to put your ignorance somewhere.
Right, but
And people put their ignorance, they box it up inside their assumptions. And those assumptions vary.
But Jordan, it's not an ignorant assumption to say that animals suffer and die for you to have a sandwich you don't even need. Like, I don't want to be rude here, but you're supposed to be a professor, someone people look up to and someone intelligent, and you're just ranting away like your average meat flake on the street who gets mad at vegans because they make him feel guilty. What's next? Are you going to start trying to convince us that individuals don't have value and that's a peculiar idea that we all have value? All just to try and make excuses to not be vegan? I mean, this is where you're going to go, man.
Fundamentally, all the ideas that individuals have value, it's like, which is a very peculiar idea.
Right.
Why do you believe that? And what do you mean you believe it? What does that mean? And what it means is, you act as if it's true. And I don't care what you say. Like, what the hell do you know about what you believe?
Well, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, if individuals don't have value, then that means you don't have value, I don't have value, no one has value, society crumbles, and it's a lawless free-for-all, which I don't think anyone would say sounds like much fun. Are you really going to argue for that and die on that hill instead of just listening to vegans and choosing something at the supermarket that doesn't pay for animals to be abused and killed? I mean, it seems a bit extreme, mate. I mean, you sound like the ideologue here right now, don't you? I mean, looking at the two of us here, like, I'm not the ideologue, right? Jordan, are you there, mate? Hello?